Hi, I'm Dr. David Purvis. I'm talking about the depression matrix. But first, let me just talk about a few of the things to tune the conversation in a little bit more. We are more similar than we are different. In terms of genetics, we're very similar. We live in towns and cities. The social context is very similar for us all, and we're human beings. We all need to feel safe, we all need to feel loved, and we all need to feel that we're doing meaningful work, something meaningful in the world. Now, the things that differentiate us are those things that we feel that we have some control over. The life choices we make, the experiences that we do, the job that we do, and to some degree we feel that we have some control over the success we have in life. There are also things that we choose which are unhelpful and unhealthy. For instance, we choose to smoke, we choose to drink, we choose to overeat, and we choose to not exercise, and we probably choose some other unhelpful things like illicit drugs, right? We actually choose to do these things, and we push the sort of the health and the life consequences down the line, make decisions later on, not right now. But it's considered by some researchers that smoking, as an example, reduces your life expectancy by about 10 years. But you know, you have to take ownership over that because smoking is a choice. Now, there are some other processes that you're not aware of and you would not claim to have any control over that also have significant life expectancy consequences for you. And these would be things like depression, chronic anxiety, and chronic stress. And as an example, some researchers have considered that depression, chronic depression, reduces your life expectancy by about 10 years, very similar to smoking. And yet, you'd feel that you have no control over depression and you would not necessarily know why you're depressed, or you wouldn't necessarily understand the processes that create your depression. So, in the depression matrix, I am creating a 16-module, 16-week program that examines the common processes that create the experience of depression. Now, I've been in clinical practice for over 20 years and I've treated hundreds upon hundreds of people for depression and anxiety. And I have extracted the 16 core elements that are common to most clinical problems. And if all of these 16 elements are dealt with, the experience of depression, and in fairness, anxiety and stress, goes away, because the process that creates the experience is stopped. So if you have depression from one day to the next, the process creates your depression fresh every day. If we stop the process, we stop the depression. And then you'd have an experience of not being depressed. That would increase your life expectancy overall in general, and it would increase your sense of well-being and the quality of your life. Now, if that's of interest to you, I'm collecting the names and addresses of people who are interested in the depression matrix, of people who are interested in learning more about the depression matrix and potentially using this online self-help CBT program when it becomes available. This program will not be free, but it will not be expensive either. It's likely, if you work through the whole program, it's likely to increase your life expectancy by a number of years, because if you're not depressed, your life expectancy goes up to the national average, whereas if you're likely to be chronically depressed, your life expectancy drops down approximately 10 years below the national average. So I would suggest to you that there's quite a lot to play for here. So if you're interested in the depression matrix, and if you're interested in learning more about it, please put your name and your email in the boxes provided, and I'll keep you informed about how things are going and also when the depression matrix will be released. So thanks for taking the time to watch and listen, and I look forward to being in touch with you in the future.